Hi, this is Andy McClurg, and we'll be looking at a few Bible examples that cover the topic of predicate adjectives. We're looking now at some Hebrew Bible verses, and the first two that we'll look at will illustrate the idea of adjectives being used predicatively or as predicates. So we'll be looking at Psalm 25 verse 8 and at Numbers chapter 14 verse 7. And let me start out with a note about the divine name, Yod He Vav He. When I read it, I will pronounce it as Adonai. This is the way that the Jewish tradition and the rabbinic tradition pronounced the divine name. When I translate it into English, I will usually say the Lord, understood as all caps, L-O-R-D. So let's read Psalm 25 verse 8. Tov vayashar Adonai, al kain yoreh chataim badarech. We see two adjectives, and what's significant about the two adjectives at the very beginning, we have Tov vayashar, and we'll notice that they are both masculine singular, but they are both indefinite. There's no article there. Now we come over and we see what they're paired up with here. Here's the noun Adonai, and notice that since it's a proper name, it is definite. Since it's definite, we have a mismatch here. So we have indefinite adjectives paired up with a definite noun. This tells us that these adjectives are being used predicatively or as predicates, and so we need to supply a to be verb. Well, I think we're talking about an attribute of God, so we're going to supply the word is, and so we're going to say good and upright is the Lord. And then the second part, some words that we haven't seen yet necessarily, but al kain, this is two words that we know, al, upon, and then kain, thus, upon, thus, and that just equals therefore. I've listed these over on the bottom left over here. So therefore, yoreh, and here we have yoreh is a third masculine singular. It's a verb that we haven't seen yet, and it's a form we haven't seen yet, but it is a masculine singular for he taught or teaches. This is referring back to the Lord, and so therefore we have to supply he. Now I know that the subject is not found here. How do I know that? Well, my next word here is chataim. This is a masculine plural. So a masculine plural noun cannot possibly be a subject for a masculine singular verb. But chataim is plural, so we know that it is the object. So therefore, he teaches, and chataim would be sinners. A chata would be a sinner, so chataim is sinners. Badarek. And so we have in, and then derek is way, so in the way. So we have good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he teaches sinners in the way. The second one we're looking at is shorter. This is Numbers 14:7. It also illustrates the principle of adjectives being used predicatively. And so here we have Tovah ha'aretz ma'od ma'od. We have now an adjective here, tov, but it's tovah feminine singular. Notice the feminine singular ending. Feminine singular and indefinite, no article. And then we have ha'aretz. We have a feminine singular noun, but it's definite. Notice the definite article. So we have another mismatch. We're going to have to supply a to be verb, probably is in this case because it's people reporting a condition. So we have tovah ha'aretz, good is the land, or the land is good, ma'od ma'od, exceedingly exceedingly, or very very. Putting that all together, it's the land is very very good, or the land is exceedingly exceedingly good. So this is two examples then of predicate adjectives from the Hebrew Bible.